Hello, this is the WUAS News and Question and Answer on Monday, November 13th, 2023. Greetings from Western Pennsylvania. And as we wait to start this MIT OpenCourseWare-centric Wiki World University and School WUAS News and Question and Answer, and to see if people would like to join this open conversation, I'd like to share a little news with you, and namely, item one, MIT OpenCourseWare-centric Google WUAS World University and School reached out to Elena Karen, a Google director, about further WUAS Google collaborations through Stanford Law Codex regarding last week's presentation on Thursday, and just heard back. Stay tuned. So let me read briefly part of my email to Elena Karen and Roland Vogel, who's the executive director of Stanford Law Codex. Thank you so much for your Stanford Law Codex presentation recently. Here's the question I asked in text chat. Great, Elena. Have you thought about teaching a college course on the adventures of women and tech, your book? And for example, at Google WUAS CC4 licensed MIT OpenCourseWare-centric Wiki World University and School in the Women and Gender Studies Wiki subject school or wiki page, now in English, but planned in many languages, and perhaps for women seeking careers in tech, planned in 200 countries and in their main languages, and with parallel World University and School law schools in 200 countries and in their main languages, with the World University Law School in English, basically the USA World University Law School, Wiki School, and potentially as large language models. I've added your book to the Women and Gender Studies Wiki School as a resource, as a citation. And I wonder if I might ask you, Elena, please, how MIT OpenCourseWare-centric Wiki World University and School, of which I'm the founder and president and CEO and presiding clerk and a professor at, and which is planned in 200 countries as major online universities in their main languages, offering free to students online bachelor, PhD, law, MD, IB high school, or similar, AAAS, Associate Science degree, 2-year undergraduate degree, and master's degrees in these countries' 200 languages, and wiki schools, on the other hand, in all 7,168 known living languages, and partly as large language models, might collaborate further with Google, and possibly Google Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, since WUAS has been in Google since around the year 2015, and I'm also presently in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Thanks, best regards, looking forward to learning further. And I share with Elena and Roland the approximately 9 beginning law schools at World University and School, which are planned in the main languages in those countries. There's also the first US states law school, the Iowa Law School at WUS there too. And Elena just emailed back, thank you for reaching out, Scott. I haven't thought about teaching much as I still work full-time, but I'll need to look into this further, into this more. Thank you for reaching out, and I'll read further when I have more downtime next week. So great to hear from Elena. She sent that email to both me and Roland, and that this might potentially be an opening for World University and School to collaborate further with Google Pittsburgh in any number of great ways. So that's the first item I wanted to share with you. Please stay tuned. And next, this is regarding avatar bot electronic health records becoming possibly, conceptually, avatar agent electronic health records. And per a posting from Bill Gates that came into my yogamacflower@gmail.com account, and which essay or posting is titled, AI, artificial intelligence, is about to completely change how you use computers and upend the software industry. So I created a tweet with this article, a set of tweets. Thanks, Bill Gates and all. How might hashtag AvatarBot electronic health records best become hashtag Avatar Agent electronic health records? Per your quote, AI is about to completely change how you use computers and upend the software industry, with the link to his article in LinkedIn, and potentially in 200 online World University medical schools in all 200 countries and in their main languages. And I'll just read a bit from Bill Gates's article that gives you an idea of maybe what he means by an agent, as AI potentially becomes interactive and conversational, and possibly a personal assistant, and to each of us in many ways, such as possibly a medical doctor and possibly a teacher, and similar. So Bill Gates's article begins, AI is about to completely change how you use computers and upend the software industry. I still love software as much today as I did when Paul Allen and I started Microsoft. But even though it has improved a lot in the decades since then, in many ways, software is still pretty dumb. To do any task on a computer, you have to tell your device which app to use. You can use Microsoft Word and Google Docs to draft a business proposal, but they can't help you send an email, share a selfie, analyze data, schedule a party, or buy movie tickets. And even the best sites have an incomplete understanding of your work, personal life, interests, and relationships, and a limited ability to use this information to do things for you. That's the kind of thing that is only possible today with another human being, like a close friend or a personal assistant. In the next 5 years, this will change completely. You won't have to use different apps for different tasks. You'll simply tell your device in everyday language what you want to do, and depending on how much information you choose to share with it, the software will be able to respond personally, because it will have a rich understanding of your life. In the near future, anyone who's online will be able to have a personal assistant powered by artificial intelligence that's far beyond today's technology. This type of software, something that responds to natural language and can accomplish many different tasks based on its knowledge of the user, is called an agent, A-G-E-N-T. I've been thinking about agents for nearly 30 years and wrote about them in my 1995 book, quote, The Road Ahead, end quote. But they've only recently become practical because of advances in AI. Agents are not only going to change how everyone interacts with computers, They're also going to upend the software industry, bringing about the biggest revolution in computing since we went from typing commands to tapping on icons. So the next section begins a personal assistant for everyone. I'll read its first paragraph and then move on to the next agenda item. A personal assistant for everyone. Some critics have pointed out that software companies have offered this kind of thing before, and users didn't exactly embrace them. People still joke about Clippy, the digital assistant that we included in Microsoft Office and later dropped. Why will people use agents? Just a little further, next paragraph. The answer is that they'll be dramatically better. You'll be able to have nuanced conversations with them. They will be much more personalized, and they won't be limited to relatively simple tasks like writing a letter. Clippy has as much in common with agents as a rotary phone has with a mobile device. So fascinating and exciting, and interesting to see what will happen with that. And I'm wondering how World University and School might begin to develop, instead of avatar bot electronic medical records or electronic health records, where little Pegman in Google Street View might become our digital twin at the Google Street View level, with Time Slider at the Google Cell View level and at the Google Molecule View level, and for genetic aging reversal drugs and extreme longevity genetic drugs. Could we edit to the pixel our digital twin as a Pegman at the molecular level and then upload it to our bodies? The way we might choose to age, either reversing our age or extending our longevity, and go the other way too, sharing the information in our body, for example, with our avatar agent electronic health record, and then have the AI and the conversation help maybe develop our trajectory towards longevity health, or our trajectory toward aging reversal health. Exciting, interesting to see what avatar agents electronic health records might offer regarding Bill Gates's article on personal assistants and how this may upend the software industry in the next few years. Agenda item 3. So this is a conceiving of how single languages university at World University and School might develop as a large language model. So referring to Scottish Gaelic University as a large language model, what will this look like? And LLMs are, large language models are, quote, models that can understand language and can generate text. Might World University and School, in creating a first large language model Scottish Gaelic University, begin with the Scottish Gaelic language? Possibly. And potentially, or possibly in conversation with Sabal Mor Asteg, the Scottish Gaelic College University, part of the University of Highlands and Islands on the Isle of Skye, and its faculty off on the Isle of Skye off the west coast of Scotland. So I created some tweets regarding this. University as a large language model. What would this look like? LLMs are models that can understand language and generate text. Begin with the Scottish Gaelic language and in Scots Gaelic, and with Sabal Mor Asteg on Skye, with the Sabal Mor Asteg website and with World University to grant WUAS degrees. So this would be an approach where World University and School, which is seeking to create degree granting universities, one definition of a university, defining definition of a university, might create a Scotland World University and School in Scottish Gaelic and offer degrees. Scottish Sabalmór Ostaig, this Scottish university that seems like it may be seeking to offer degrees in the Scottish Gaelic language, per a tweet from Professor Wilson MacLeod at the University of Edinburgh, and potentially with or in collaboration with the Scottish Greens Party, maybe the first Scottish university to head in a completely Scottish Gaelic language medium way for degrees. So would they want to offer degrees online as part of a large language model collaboration between Sabalmór Ostaig and World University and School? So what would #SMO degrees look like at a university as a large language model? Perhaps in contrast or in collaboration with WUAS degrees in Scottish Gaelic. These are all questions that are unfolding. I think the number of students interested in learning the Scottish language, the Scottish Gaelic language, in Scotland, on site physically, in the place of Sabalmór Ostaig on the Isle of Skye, is limited. But perhaps by Sabalmór Ostaig collaborating, conceptually brainstorming wise with World University and School to create large language model university, we might both be able to offer online degrees through the Sabalmór Ostaig or the Scottish Gaelic language large language model as a university collaboration between Sabalmór Ostaig and World University and School. So there are a couple of pictures of different scholars at Sabalmór Ostaig with these sets of tweets. One is of a Sarah Jane, who was focused on BBC broadcasting and could be a fascinating person to collaborate with from the Scottish cultural perspective of trying to understand how large language models might work and reach out to the public in Scotland, for example, who are interested in the Scottish Gaelic language. Interesting times we live in, and these will be fascinating possibilities for creating a university as a large language model. There are all kinds of questions about how new data structures will emerge, how these might inform personal assistants or avatar agents that could become teachers and professors of Scottish Gaelic, that even could inform the personal affect of Scottish Gaelic speakers culturally, identity-wise, as AI conversational generative machine learning in the form of avatars, possibly with agency, intentional choice, or free will as teachers, as possibly even Scottish Gaelic MDs at Sabalmór Ostaig, offering online medical degrees in the Scottish Gaelic language. Fascinating possibilities. Agenda item 4. So World University and School is continuing to call for abolition, abolishing the wrongful buying and selling of people in the illegal sex, drugs, violence, exotic animals, weapons, nuclear industries in all 200 countries. And one interesting question, I think I've addressed some of these questions before, but here in a slightly new and different way, how to plan to abolish modern slavery in the illegal sex industry, et cetera, and in 200 countries, regarding WUAS abolition and a new Quaker abolitionism with a new Quaker abolition movement. And this is with Friends Journal in this set of tweets, and with the Edinburgh Central Quaker Meeting, where I became a member of the Religious Society of Friends when I was studying at the University of Edinburgh in 2003, 2004, and hashtag SF Quaker Meeting, San Francisco Quaker Meeting. And further, the Twitter post goes on, and hashtag AvatarBot electronic health records at Scott McLeod, and potential hashtag end poverty with hashtag UBI experiments. So these are interesting times we live in, with the advent of artificial intelligence and machine learning, and the ability possibly to plan online, especially, to abolish modern slavery in the illegal sex industry, for example. And potentially also in that World University and School is partnering with Stanford MindPi, cryptocurrency, Free Money Daily, and which might be a help in ending poverty, that might lead to people actively becoming part of the wrongful buying and selling of people in these illegal industries, such as the sex, drugs, violence, exotic animals, weapons, nuclear, and the list goes on, industries and their latent networks of violence. So in asylum from the SF Bay Area on the eastern seaboard of the US, I'm exploring further how World University and School might plan to grow an abolition movement, and in all 200 countries, and for speakers of all 7,168 known living languages, and potentially for all 7.9 billion people, with the possibility of protecting people in brand new ways from these heinous industries. And this retweets a celebration of French Guiana. The country celebrates Abolition Day on 10th of June, marking the end of slavery in 1848. Agenda item 5. How will World University and School, the WS Press, contribute to AI regulation conversation in 200 countries and in main languages, with 200 large language models, WUAS law schools, potentially through the law, for one, potentially possibly through planning to code for all 7.9 billion people as avatar bot electronic or avatar agent electronic health records. I add some various articles from the White House and from Harvard Business Review about how AI regulation is coming. Check them out. Agenda item 6, Lego robotics in maker spaces at Bucknell University and collaborations with MIT OpenCourseWare-centric wiki, World University and School as well. I've reached out to the interim provost, Margot Vigilant, and the president, John Bravman, and also John Hennessy, former president of Stanford for 16 years, and now chair of Alphabet, and about 50 people in total, regarding these possible Lego robotics and makerspaces at Bucknell University questions and collaborations with MIT OpenCourseWare-centric wiki, World University and School. And in particular, in World University and School seeking to hire and employ about 2.5 million people over the next 50 to 75 years. And WUS would be open to further communication with Bucknell University in the future, if they would choose to reach out in these regards. As WUAS seeks also to code for all 7.9 billion people on the planet in all 200 countries and in their main languages, each a Wikidata PIN number from World University, with many potential benefits for Bucknell too. And Bucknell students in particular could benefit in innumerable ways. And further, regarding Lego robotics on college campuses, I was glad to meet at Bucknell University 2 Fridays ago in a Bucknell chess gathering, Chess and Chill, Farhaj, Ahmad, and Abdullah, and all from Pakistan, and all native speakers of the Urdu language, which is a lingua franca there, and all Bucknell STEAM, science, technology, engineering, arts, and mathematics students too. And Farhaj is a very good chess player. And we talked at length about MIT OpenCourseWare-centric wiki, World University and School, and also about Lego robotics and the possibility of introducing playful Lego robotics to Bucknell University in collaboration with these chess people. And for Bucknellians learning free computer coding and computer science via the drag and drop visual MIT Media Lab and Harvard Graduate School of Education, new Scratch programming language, which is interoperable with Lego robotics, as well as them becoming, this is Farhaj, Ahmad, and Abdullah, as well as them potentially becoming heads of Pakistan World University and School eventually, possibly, brainstorming-wise. And even beginning the physical digital WUAS educational services stores, e.g. for retail, and with WUAS planning to grow to be larger than Walmart's 2.3 million employees, which is in about 25 countries in the next decades, in all 200 countries. And in Pakistan, in Urdu, and possibly introducing Bucknell Lego robotics to Pakistanis in Urdu, leading into free university degrees in Urdu too, there with students studying from home. And see the postscript below regarding other colleges and their use of Lego robotics for learning, and particularly an ignited site. So while Farhaj, Ahmad, and Abdullah above, as Bucknell students, seem very interested in collaborating with World University and School, and for example, Farhaj asked about internship possibilities with WUAS to earn money. And yes, WUAS is seeking to hire native speakers in all 200 countries' main languages as soon as possible. And Ahmad suggested some ways to grow online university and high school education in Pakistan, for example, with MIT OpenCourseWare-centric free to students wiki, World University and School, by increasing internet access there, where Pakistan in older social scientific terms is still a third world country and quite poor. So it's a developing country and a developing market too, especially in today's terms. So I'm hoping that World University and School would be able to further, slightly changing the focus here, also collaborate with the 7 counties libraries in north central Pennsylvania, where I was just for about 3 weeks, including Lycoming County and Union County, that their libraries might also all be interested in WUAS Lego robotics, where we're an authorized carrier of 3 Lego robotics kits, and potentially for all 7 counties, if not Bucknell University Library or Bucknell University, purchasing WUAS Lego robotics from the WUAS Educational Services stores for their patrons, and potentially to lead into, for these 7 counties public libraries, online free university degrees that are MIT OpenCourseWare-centric from home for potential students in all 7 counties around Lycoming County and University and Union County, which are in the same district and could all be interested in, for example, 10 Lego Spike Prime robotics kits in each of these 7 counties for their public libraries and its branches. So I created a set of tweets, getting back to Bucknell University. Thanks Farha Shahid, Ahmad Rehman, Abdullah Nabi at Bucknell University, and Sajjad Win, who was the former CEO of Harbin Hot Springs, also from Pakistan, just created a new WUAS Urdu language wiki school subject page for Urdu language at MIT OpenCourseWare-centric wiki at World University and School, which is planned in the Urdu language at WUS Pakistan World University and School. Check them out. Hope we can stay in touch. So item number 7, yoga and WUAS. So thanks to Antonio Regalado at the MIT Tech Review for posting just this morning a tweet with referring to yoga pants and some potential high technology measuring of different kinds of energies in a science magazine review. And regarding yoga pants as a possible technology for measuring such energies. These are all STEM energies, I think, that Antonio Regalado and the Science magazine are referring to. But I created a couple of sets of tweets regarding my further focusing on yoga and at World University and School. And the set of tweets reads, hashtag YogaWise, hashtag inner body, hashtag meditation releasing explorations regarding wonderful and visionary Angela and Victor's yoga. What is yoga? And I created a blog post this morning focusing on this. It begins with the cheeses flower, a national flower, I think, of Mauritania or similar. And partly with Antonio Regalado in mind, and a whole further exploration of yoga. I think the challenges of measuring STEM-wise, for example, with yoga pants, inner body explorations per the wonderful and visionary Angela and Victor's yoga create an interesting opportunity to further learn yoga. Yoga is a very old practice, and thanks Antonio Regalado for posting this yoga pants Science magazine tweet, and let's explore these questions further about learning yoga, what, for example, the inner body or consciousness, or our neurophysiology, shall we say, when we meditate, which is one definition of yoga, is, and doing asana or postures especially, further, and potentially even digitally in possibly a realistic virtual earth for yoga, where all kinds of measurements and explorations will be possible. But also further inner body explorations per the wonderful vision and visionary Angela and Victor's yoga. Stay tuned. Agenda item 8. Thanks to Google Connectomics, or a new form of brain computer science, Connectomics research scientist in Mountain View, California, Viren Jain at Stardazed 0, for his article in the Nature journal, How AI Could Lead to a Better Understanding of the Brain, and for writing this and tweeting this Nature article recently. Created a set of tweets in these regards. Thanks, Viren Jain at Stardazed, for your How AI Could Lead to a Better Understanding of the Brain. Let's explore this in a realistic virtual earth for brains, and think Google Street View with Time Slider, where little Pegman becomes our avatar bot electronic medical records, and therefore potentially a digital twin maybe of the brains of each of us at the Google Street View with Time Slider, Google Cell View, and Google Molecule View levels, and regarding connectomics, and also possibly regarding AI data, artificial intelligence data, for example, from Ed Boyden at MIT, and regarding a video that he posted, The Promise of Expansion Microscopy for the Google Molecule level, with film to 3D apps. These are these have many possible implications, with also the Flywire Connectomics project, which successfully modeled a Drosophila fruit fly's brain, with citizen science too, where we can all participate in the further modeling of a fruit fly's brain, and thus learn in many ways connectomics and brain science, and as citizen scientists. Exciting for us, this dovetails with World University Schools' plans to create a realistic virtual earth for STEM, a realistic virtual earth for brains in a single realistic virtual earth. Think Google Street View with Time Slider, with TensorFlow AI, with TensorStore, with Google Translate, and where we can all, in what I'm calling ethno-wiki virtual world graphy, or STEM wiki virtual world graphy, all contribute to building this realistic virtual earth for STEM, realistic virtual earth for brains, in a myriad of ways. Item 9, happy birthday, Andrew Lowney in London, whom I know from a high school year that I spent in Edinburgh, Scotland, at Fettes College High School. So near the Botanical Gardens in Edinburgh, in 1977, 1978. Happy birthday, Andrew. Greetings from the eastern seaboard of the USA. Fettes College High School in Edinburgh, Scotland in 1997, 1998, together as students in the first year, sixth form, seems like so long ago. But perhaps with aging reversal genetic drugs and extreme longevity genetic drugs emerging, and possibly with early ones, FDA approved by 2030, our time there will indeed be very long ago, say 100 years in the future. So with the longevity blog label, genes blog label, the longevity wiki school at World University and School, and some bagpiping albums as well that I created, which are free. And Andrew Lowney was also learning the practice chanter for the Scottish Highland Bagpipe in 1977, 1978. And regarding the World University and School music school and a whole variety of Scottish bagpiping and related Scottish arts and Celtic arts wiki schools at World University and School, so far only in English. And Andrew wrote back just recently, "Dear Scott, thanks and good to hear from you. I hope we can meet up soon. So admire what you have done. All the best, Andrew." So the last agenda item, number 10, I sent off on Sunday, November 4th, 2023, I think. Might have been Monday, November 5th. Dear MIT Tech Review, Publicis Sapiens, Dave Murphy, Clive Kornitzer, Sohan Shatpathy, Laurel Ruma, the moderator, Nihan Naryala, the MIT Digital Currency Initiative Director, possibly still, Peter Norvig, a head of Google AI, all with about 20 to 50 further people. Please unsubscribe me from all of your MIT Tech Review and Publicis Sapiens mailing lists. I write further, in growing and abolishing of the wrongful buying and selling of people in the illegal sex, drugs, and violence, etc. industries and their latent networks of violence, to protect people, women, kids, victims, etc. And in growing CC4 licensed MIT OpenCourseware-centric wiki World University and School in 200 countries per recent Olympics, and for speakers of all 7,168 known living languages, and in planning to code for all 7.9 billion people on the planet at World University and School, each a Wikidata PIN number from you at World University and School, and potentially to end poverty too via distributing a single main cryptocurrency like Stanford MindPi cryptocurrency, with which the WS Corporation is partnering. And you can get it for free at mindpi.com/SGKMAC with that invitation code. I in World University and School no longer want to receive these MIT Tech Review emails. Thank you, abolitionally friendly Quaker greetings. So I'm ongoingly concerned at World University and School and seeking to code for all 7.9 billion people in all 200 countries about the history of the Lewin and Epstein crazinesses, tragedies at MIT some 10 to 15 years ago, and in growing an abolition movement to protect people, am seeking to find a way to abolish the illegal sex, drugs, and violence industries and their latent networks of violence. And am wondering how MIT too itself is joining this abolition movement, and glad to have unsubscribed from the MIT Tech Review outreach emails. So PPS to these people, another set of tweets, #EndPoverty worldwide here, quote, I am sending you one Pi. Pi is a new digital currency developed by Stanford PhDs with 47 million members. To claim your Pi, you can use mindpi.com/SGKMAC and use my username, SGKMac, as your invitation for all 7.9 billion people at World University. These three MIT Tech Review panelists, Dave Murphy, head of financial services, EMEA and APAC, and publicist sapient, and an MIT alum, and Clive Kornitzer in London, who is the group chief operating officer at the OSB group, and Sohan Shahpathi, senior vice president and chief technology officer at the Navy Federal Credit Union, with nearly 13, 14 million people and growing 1.2 million people apparently a year further, are they offered a video recording of their panel, and I watched this, and they're all bankers and are situated in an excellent position for potentially growing and knowing how to grow a single worldwide cryptocurrency, such as Stanford MindPi cryptocurrency, potentially in all 200 countries, and also information technologically. They were all navigating in this panel questions of how to develop their database systems for their own companies and organizations' goals. And World University and School would seek to potentially make this easier with a single main cryptocurrency in all 200 countries, and for many or most of 7.9 billion people on the planet, where a lot of banking in the world goes through London. I think Dave Murphy may be based in London sometimes too. And Sohan Shahpathi is, I think, in the DC area. And as a banker for the Navy Federal Credit Union, would be in an ideal position from World University and Schools perspective and the WUS Corporation's perspective to help code for vast numbers of people, potentially, and maybe in many countries, in a way that World University and School is seeking to do with or from you at World University, and in all 200 countries, and for speakers of all 7,168 known living languages, potentially for all 7.9 billion people. And as the WUAS Corporation seeks to even list on the new Silicon Valley Long-Term Stock Exchange, in partnering with Stanford MindPi cryptocurrency, which is actually on Twitter, just released its roadmap ahead, version 1, and they're asking for comments. So glad to have asked to unsubscribe from this MIT Tech Review set of their outreach emails, and hoping my email back to them could help grow Stanford MindPi cryptocurrency as a single main cryptocurrency in some new ways that are quicker than maybe it's grown so far in all the cryptocurrency developments. They didn't once, none of the panelists or the moderator didn't mention once cryptocurrency. So cryptocurrency could be a way forward, such as especially Stanford MindPi cryptocurrency. So to close, World University and School's open monthly business meeting, which is loosely conducted in the manner of unprogrammed friends, unprogrammed Quakers, and an hour-long, meets on Saturday, November 18th at 12 noon Eastern Time, 9 a.m. Pacific Time, 9:30 p.m. India Time. I think it's about 5 p.m. Western European Time. If you'd like to join this, stay tuned to Twitter and to the emails that I'll send out about this. And until then, November 18th, Saturday at noon, and also until the next WUS News and Question and Answer, on Monday, the 20th of November at 1 p.m. All the best. And I'll post the video recording of this to our active YouTube channel, youtube.com/Scott McCloud World University, and also to Twitter, twitter.com/WORLDUNIVANDSCH, and also twitter.com/WUAS Press. Until Saturday. Bye for now.